In the prestigious New Delhi constituency, it's a classic battle of the old versus the young, between the experience of the nearly 80-year-old Jag Mohan and the new ideas of 40-year-old Ajay Makan. These banners would have you believe that age has literally caught up with BJP's candidate Jag Mohan in this election. Though that's hard to believe looking at the manner in which the demolition man of Delhi energetically bulldozes his way through these narrow bylanes of Kotla in the New Delhi constituency. A constituency where, make no mistake, development is the key issue and probably the only issue. The 70-plus Jag Mohan recognizes this and is concentrating on spreading the NDA's India Shining message. He feels this will appeal to the upwardly mobile global citizens who inhabit this pocket of the capital. After all, it's not easy to dismiss his contribution to the feel-good factor that is supposed to be sweeping the country. Jag Mohan, who is a Padma Bhushan winner, is known to be an honest and upright politician with concrete work to support his claims. More recently, as tourism minister, the beautification of the Red Fort and Humayun Tomb in Delhi and exposing the Taj corridor scam can be credited to him. Moreover, the tourism industry has witnessed unprecedented growth in his tenure as the minister. As for his Congress rivals Babs, well, he is taking them in his vigorous stride. In fact, he has turned his age to his advantage.
Age is not the relevant factor, it's the physical and mental fitness. It is the creative mind that you possess that matters. It is the constructive mind which can execute those schemes. It is your vision, it is your will that is the most relevant factor. You can grow old at the age of 30 if you don't take care of your body. So I would advise him to correct his moorings and not be tempted to do wrong things just for the sake of winning elections.
Makan, however, is in no mood to listen.
I have a great deal of respect for him, and I have learnt a lot from him as a minister, and I would just request him to help me with the experience which he has, and he is best suited for Rajya Sabha.
His more contemporary image, he believes, allows him to understand the needs of 48% of his constituents who are actively in service.
Is that since 74.93% of the total population in our country is less than 40 years. In Delhi, around 82% of the people, they are less than 40 years. So, in true democratic sense, the people who represent 82% of the total population, they should be given they should be given a chance.
Though Makan's view may betray a certain contempt for the aged, Makan can't be blamed for his bias. After all, success has come to him early in life. The Delhi Assembly Speaker is the youngest ever in the country to hold the position. As Transport Minister, he oversaw the CNG revolution, and it was under him that Delhi got its metro. On paper, the contest here seems evenly poised with the Congress marginally ahead. Barely under 6 months ago, the Congress backed 4 of the 5 Assembly constituencies in the area. The Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit's constituency Goal Market too falls under New Delhi Lok Sabha seat. Nevertheless, the BJP can take heart from the fact that it has never lost a Lok Sabha election here since 1977 except in 1984. Jag Mohan is the sitting MP and has won 3 times. This seat has been represented by both Prime Minister Vajpayee and his deputy L.K. Advani. But with both pitching for votes on similar platforms, the race between the two is likely to be closer than their age gap. With cameraman Anil Bhogal, Pallavi Jain, New Delhi, headlines today. It's just a fight now. It may lead to war later. In India, water shortages are being faced in big cities and villages, and overexploitation of groundwater is causing depletion of the water table at an alarming rate. The situation is worsening year after year because the rate of groundwater use is far higher than the rate of recharge. Last year's poor monsoon caused an even greater stress on groundwater, particularly in droughted areas. The Central Groundwater Board says the situation is grim in many states across the country. The states mainly affected are Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Orissa. But groundwater levels are also declining in other states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Uttar Pradesh. In Rajasthan, the groundwater level has fallen by nearly 14 feet over a decade. In Andhra Pradesh, water levels in over 80% of the wells have fallen by several feet. The situation is also grim in Madhya Pradesh, where nearly 75% of the wells have reported a decline in water levels up to 12 feet. This year, the monsoon has made an impressive start, and this is a good sign for the groundwater situation.
If the average rainfall is, say, suppose 700 millimeter, if the 700 millimeter rains in 15 days only, so it will be mostly resulting into runoff. Water will be flowing and there will be little recharge. But if same 700 millimeter is spread over for 3 to 4 months, then recharge will take place.
A widely distributed good monsoon season ensures recharging of groundwater. But according to experts, it is other factors like urbanization, industrialization, excessive use of tube wells in irrigation, population explosion and misuse that are making the water levels deplete. And if steps are not undertaken right now, the situation could turn critical in the coming decades. With Devendra Kumar, this is Pallavi Jain for Headlines Today. For some, it's a problem of plenty. Others don't even have enough to drink. This is why the government has come up with a plan to help reduce this imbalance. It proposes to link many Indian rivers so that water may be transported from those who have surplus to those who don't have enough. Costing no less than 5,60,000 crores, the government wants to complete this mega project in 13 years from now. Clearly, this is one of the grandest and most ambitious schemes ever undertaken in the country. So how will this massive project be carried out? The plan uses the broad concept of Himalayan and peninsular rivers. For example, surplus waters of the Brahmaputra will be carried through canals to the Ganga, which in turn will be linked to the Mahanadi. Further links will be established between the Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and all the way down to the Kaveri. To begin with, 8 such river links have been identified. Some of these rivers include the Narmada, Tapti, Godavari and Yamuna. Natural gravity will be used to transport water from one river to another for all these links. But it doesn't look like a smooth sail for the Mammoth project. Serious doubts like feasibility, huge costs and impact on environment are being raised. Even those at the helm admit there are problems.
There has to be a proper technological and technical assessment of this before we actually venture into starting something. This is not something which we are going to do in any case unless the country is taken into confidence and assured of all those fears which have been expressed are properly addressed.
But the task force continues its work zealously. It is hopeful that within 4 years, work on at least some of the links will begin. Scores of irrigation projects started during the early 50s have still not seen the light of day. Taking this into account, the Mammoth River Linking Project, which is to be completed by 2016, plans to achieve very big in a very short span of time. Pallavi Jain for Headlines Today. Floods in Assam are an annual tragedy. Nearly 3 million people have already been displaced this year after flood waters inundated their villages. There are several reasons why Assam in particular is such a flood-prone area.
But primarily the rainfall which Assam experiences is the Assam region, not only Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Basically due to the mountainous orography, they are making the rainfall heavy in that region.
The monsoon clouds enter from the Bay of Bengal and hit the high mountains and then rise. As they rise, they precipitate because the temperature goes down with height. When they precipitate, the water rushes down the mountains at a very fast rate and falls into the catchment areas of the Brahmaputra and its tributaries. Because of the steep slopes and the rocky nature of the hills, the water doesn't seep underground but just flows away. According to experts, deforestation may also be one of the causes for the large-scale flooding. Experts believe that floods can be controlled to a certain extent with human intervention.
There are two ways to tackle this problem of flood. One is that give warning, sufficient warning so that people can go to the safer places and save, at least the lives could be saved. The other way is that try to moderate the floods. The moderation of flood is possible by constructing large reservoirs where you can store that flood water.
The government did set up a Brahmaputra board in 1980 to do something about this annual calamity. But after 2 decades, the people of Assam are still waiting for the master plans to be implemented. Till then, when the floods come, they just move to higher grounds.
It is not possible to control the forces of nature, but it is possible to contain them thanks to the progress in science and technology. But after 55 years of independence, as the authorities still wait to get into action, there is no respite for the people of Assam. Pallavi Jain for Headlines Today.